Hi everyone, hope you all are good. So we're going to start with grade 7 maths. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We are going to start with the chapter proportional relationships, and the lessons we're going to cover today from the chapter are graph proportional relationships, identify proportional relationships, find the constant of proportionality word problems, solve problems involving proportional relationships. So let's just start with the first lesson, that is graph proportional relationships. Okay, so here I am on the first lesson, that is graph proportional relationships. So let's just start with the lesson. Okay, let's start with the first example. Graph this function y equals 5x. Click to select points on the graph. So we are going to graph the function y equals 5x. So we are going to put different values of x and evaluate the different values of y. Got it? So let's just start with the example. I'm going to do it on the board. So let's just start with the example. Got it? Okay, y equals 5x. So basically x is the independent variable and y is the dependent variable. You are going to substitute the values of x and calculate the values of y. So let's just substitute different values of x and calculate the different values of y. Let's just start with x equals 0. Replace the x in the 0 with the in the equation y equals 5 times 0. So 5 times 0 is 0. That means when x equals 0, y equals 0, we are going to make a table of values and then make a graph from the table of values. When x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y equals 5 times 1, that is 5. That means when x is 1, y is 5. Okay, now x equals 2, y equals 5 times 2, and 5 times 2 is 10. So here you have 2 and here you have 10. Got it? So we can now use these values to make a table. Got it? Okay, let's just make a table graph of these values. Okay, here you have x is 0, 1, 2, 5, 10. Okay, when x is 0, y is 0, there is a point 0, 0. When x is 1, y is 5, there is 1 and 5. When x is 2, y is 10, here is 2 and 10. Got it? So just join these, make a line that join these points, and that is the graph for the equation y equals 5x. Got it? That's how you have to graph the equation. Just make the substitute different values of x and make a table for the values of x and y, and then make a table for these values. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, and let's start with the first one, that is y equals 3x. Okay, so y equals 3x, the first equation. In let's just we are I think you are given with two of the tables. You need to see which one is the table. So let's just make a table of values and then match the table of values with the graph. Got it? Just put x equals 0 in the equation. Y equals 3 times 0 and 3 times 0 is 0. Got it? That means here you have the table of values when x is 0, y is 0. X equals 1, y equals 3 times 1 and 3 times 1 is 3. Got it? That means when x is 1, y is 3. When x equals 2, y equals 3 times 2 and 3 times 2 is 6. So that means when x is 2, y is 6. So just use these three values and match with the graph. Got it? Which graph has 0, 0, 1, 3 and 2, 6. Got it? 0, 0, x is 1, y is 3. Got it? And here you have x is 2 and y is 6. Got it? These are the three values that can match the table. Got it? That means this graph matches the table. Got it? That means option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? Here is the first point 0, 0. Here is 1, 3 and here is 2, 6. That means this one is the correct option. Got it? So just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Got it? Okay, the next one is graph this function y equals 4x. I click to select point on the graph. So let's just make a table of values for this one and then match it to the graph. Got it? Y equals 4x. Y equals 4x. X equals 0. Y equals 4 times 0. That is 0. That means when x is 0, y is 0. Then when x equals 1, y equals 4 times 1 and 4 times 1 is 4. That means x is 1, y is 4. When x equals 2, y equals 4 times 2 and 4 times 2 is 8. That means when x is 2, y is 8. Just match these value 0, 0, 1, 4, 2, 8 to the graph. Okay. 0, 0. No, this isn't the correct option. 0, 0. This one I think is the solution. 0, 0. 1, 4 and 2, 8. Yes, that is the correct option. Got it? Just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Got it? So that's how you have to select the graph. Just make a table of values and match it to the graph. Got it? Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. Let's just move on to the next lesson. identify identify proportional relationships. Let's just start with the next lesson, that is identify proportional relationships. Okay, select the graph that shows a proportional relationship between x and y. So you are given with the graphs, you need to select the graph that is the proportional relationship. Got it? So here is the condition for the proportional relationship. Two variables have a proportional relationship if the ratio of one variable to the other variable is constant. Like if both the variables are, if that means the relationship between the both values is constant. Got it? The ratio between the both variable is constant. The graph of a proportional relationship between x, y is a straight line passing through the origin 0, 0. Got it? That means it must be a straight line and it is always passing from 0, 0. Got it? So to determine whether a graph shows a proportional relationship between x and y, see if it is a straight line passing through the origin. Got it? If you need to see if the graph is proportional relationship, you need to see the graph is passing through the origin. Got it? Must be a straight line and passing through the origin. This graph passes through the origin, but it is not a straight line. So you can see here is the graph. This is passing through the origin. Got it? But it is not a straight line. So that is not the proportional relationship. Got it? This one is a straight line and passing through the origin, so that it represents the proportional relationship between x and y. Got it? Let's just start with the test question. So let's just start with the test questions. Okay. Select the graph that shows a relationship, proportional relationship between x and y. So which graph is the proportional relationship? Option 1 or option 2, which is the correct option? I just explained the graph that shows a proportional relationship must passes through the origin 0, 0, and also it is a straight line. So which graph passes through the origin? The second one. Got it? Second one is the one that passes through the origin. That is the origin. Got it? And also it's a straight line. So the second one is the proportional relationship. Got it? So just select the correct option and click on the OK button. The next one is select the graph that shows a proportional relationship between x and y. So which is the correct option? Option 1 or option 2? Three of the graphs are given. What's wrong with this? All of them are straight line and passing through the origin. I don't know what's wrong with these. Let's just select the. Okay. Select the graph that show a proportional relationship between x and y. So which is the correct option? Option number 1 or option number 2? Option number 1 is passing through the origin but not a straight line. Got it? So second one is passing through a origin, through the origin, and is a straight line. So that means the second one is the proportional relationship between x and y. Got it? Okay, select the graph that shows a proportional relationship between x and y. So which is the correct option? Option 1 or option 2? So which is the correct option? That is option number 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? That means option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? 2 is not the proportional relationship. It is a straight line, but option number 1 is the correct option. Okay. Select a graph that shows a relationship, proportional relationship between x and y. So which is the correct option? Option 1 or option 2? Option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? Select the graph that shows a proportional relationship between x and y. So, which is the correct option? Option number one or option number two? Option number two is the correct option. Got it? Because that is the one that passing through the origin and is a straight line. So, option number two is the correct option. Got it? Select the graph that shows the proportional relationship between x and y. So, which is the correct option? Option number one or option number two? Option number one is the correct option. Got it. Second one is the same graph. It is just repeating twice. So, option number one is the correct option. Select the graph that shows the proportional relationship between x and y. So, which is the correct option? Option number one or option number two? All the graphs are same. I don't know what's wrong with these questions. All the graphs are almost same. Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let's just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is find the constant of proportionality word problem. So let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, so now we're going to learn how to find the. We already learned how to find the constant of proportionality in the same chapter. The lesson we did earlier on Tuesday, we have learned how to calculate the constant of proportionality, but now they are just the word problems. Got it? Owen used 9 centimeters of tape to wrap three presents. Then he used an additional 15 centimeter of the tape to wrap another five presents. How many centimeters of tape does Owen use to wrap each presents? Got it? So you need to calculate the number how centimeters of tape that is used to calculate that is used to wrap each present. Got it? So let's just make the table. Find the proportional ratio between the values. Just create a chart. You have the number of presents that represents x and the tape used that represents y. Got it? So three presents can be wrapped in 9 centimeter and five presents can be wrapped in 15 centimeter. You need to calculate the constant of proportionality. You need to do y over x. Got it? They are same for both the values. So it would be 9 over 3 and 15 over 5. So in both cases, they are 3. That means the constant of variation is 3. That means each present can be wrapped by 3 centimeter of tape. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay. May grew plants with 2 seed packets. Then later in the season, she grew 4 plants using 4 seeds packets. How many plants can May grow with 1 seed packet? Got it? You need to calculate the plants that are grown by the 1 packet seed. So let's just make a table. You have two of the values. X is plants and Y is seed packet. Got it? Okay, two plants with two seed packets. Got it? So X is seed packets and Y is plants. From two seed packets, he give two plants, and from four seed packets, he give four seed plants. You need to calculate the constant of variation. So constant of variation can be calculated by y over x. Got it? That would be 2 over 2 and 4 over 4. So in both the cases, the constant of variation must be same. That means he can give one plant from each seed packet. Got it? So the correct option is correct option is one plant. Just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay. The next one is Kate's Auto Wash has had revenue of $12 from two customers. At another point, the auto wash earned $18 in revenue from three customers. How many revenue does Kate's Auto Wash have per customer? Got it? So you have to calculate the revenue per customer. Got it? Let's just make a table of values and calculate the revenue. So revenue customers is X is customers and Y is $12 revenue from two customers. Got it? So it is two customers and $12. Got it? And at another point, the auto wash earned $18 from three customers. So it would be 3 over 18. So you have to calculate the constant of variation as y over x. Got it? It would be y over x, 12 over 2 and 18 over 3. So constant of variation must be same. It would be 2 times 6 is 12 and 3 times 6 is 18. That means per customer the revenue is $6. Got it? Correct option is $6. Got it? Kira's retirement party will cost $6 if she invites three guests. If she invites eight guests, it will cost $16. What is the cost per guest? You have to calculate the cost per guest. So you have mm, guests are X and cost is Y. Guests is X and cost is Y. So three guests and $6 cost. Eight guests and $16 cost. Got it? So you need to calculate the constant of variation, or you have to calculate. Got it? Or constant of variation. Got it? It would be y over x. 6 over 3 and 16 over 8. So it would be 3 times 2 is 6 and 8 times 2 is 16. That means per guest the cost is $2. Got it? So the correct option is $2. So just select the correct option, then click on the OK button. So it is $2. Okay, Malia wrote a letter Maria wrote a total of 8 pages over 2 hours. A few days later, she wrote 12 pages over the course of 3 hours. How many pages does Malia write per hour? You have to calculate the pages written per hour. Got it? So it would be pages and time. X is hours. Time is X and pages is Y. It is time, not times. Okay. So time is 2 hours and 8 pages and 3 hours and 12 pages. So it would be constant of variation. You have to, it would be Y over X. 8 over 2 and 12 over 3. 2 times 4 is 8 and 3 times 4 is 12. So that would be, that means per hour 4 pages. The correct option is how many pages does Malia write per hour? That would be 4 pages. Got it? Owen used 9 centimeters of tape to wrap 3 presents. Then he used an additional 15 centimeter of tape to wrap another 5 presents. How many centimeter of tape does Owen use to wrap each present? Which is the correct option? That is the one I did on the tutorial. So which is the correct option? I have to calculate the constant of variation. 9 divided by 3 and 15 divided by 5. So 3 times what number is 9? 3 times 3 is 9 and 5 times 3 is 15. That means 3 centimeter tape is used to wrap each present. Got it? So the correct option is 3 centimeter. Got it? You have to divide y is the centimeters of tape and x is present. Got it? So it would be 9 over 3. So it is 3. Got it? So the constant of variation is same for both the values. So it would be 3 centimeters. Got it? Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. And the next one is solve problems involving proportional relationships. Let's just start with the next lesson. That is solve problems involving proportional relationships. Okay, this equation shows the cost of a corporate team building event depend on the number of attendees. D equals 4a. The variable A represents the number of attendees and the variable D represents the cost in dollars. If there are 5 attendees, how much will the corporate team building event cost? So D is the cost and A is the number of attendees. Got it? So you are given there are 5 attendees. Got it? D is cost and A is attendees. Got it? So just replace A. Here, this is the value of 5 attendees. That is the value of A. So just replace A with the value. Got it? D equals 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is $20. Got it? 4 times 5 is $20. Got it? Now let's just start with the test questions. This equation shows how the time required to screen print a batch of shirts is related to the number of shirts in the batch. T equals 2S. The variable represents the number of shirts in the batch. S represents the number of shirts in the batch. And the variable T represents the time required to screen print the shirts. How long does it take to screen print a batch of 5 shirts? So that means the total shirts you have is 5. You need to calculate the time. Got it? S represents the number of shirts and T represents the time. It is T equals 4S. S represents the shirts and T represents the time that is required to screen print these shirts. You are given the S equals 5. You have to calculate the time. Let me just yes, how long does it take to screen print a batch of 5 shirts? So just replace the S with 5, so it is 4 times 5. Got it? And 4 times 5 is 20. That means to screen print the to screen print the 5 shirts, you need to you 20 minutes. Got it? 2 times sorry, 5 times 2 is 10, so the time required is 5 times 4 is 20. 2s, sorry, 2s, t equals 2s, not 4s. Got it? So 5 times 2 is 10 seconds, so that means the time required is 10 seconds. Got it? So just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay, the equation shows how the total number of necklaces Belle owns is related to the amount of money she spends on additional necklaces. N equals D. The variable D represents the amount of money she spends on additional necklaces, and the variable N represents the total number of necklaces she owns. With $6 to spend on new necklaces, how many total necklaces can Belle own? So now D, N and D are equal. Got it? So when number of necklaces is D is $6, then N equals N and D are equal when D is 6, N is also 6. Got it? That means with $6 she can buy an additional 6 necklaces. Got it? So the correct option is 6 necklaces. This equation shows how a sapling's height depends on its age. H equals 3a. The variable a represents the age of the sapling in years, and the variable h represents the height of the sapling in inches. How tall was the sapling when it was 5 years old? So sapling is 5 years old. A is the age and A is 5. So you need to do 3 times 5. So 3 times 5 is H equals 3A. Got it? A represents the age and H represents the height. So A is 5 years old. So H equals 3 times 5 and 3 times 5 equals 16. Got it? That means when age is 5 years, the height of the sapling is 15 inches. Got it? This equation shows that how the total number of postcards Kira buys is related to the number of days she spent on vacation. P equals 3D. The variable D represents the number of days she spends on vacation, and the variable P represents the total number of postcards she buys. After 6 days of vacation, how many total postcards will Kira have bought? So you need to do 3 times D. Got it? D is 6 days vacation. So 3 times 6 makes 18. Got it? That means if she can do 6 days vacation, she have to buy 18 postcards. Got it? This equation shows how the amount Jennifer earns from dog walking depends on the number of hours she works. D equals 13H. Got it? The variable H represents the number of hours spent walking dogs, and the variable D represents the amount of money earned. After a total of 1 hour of walking dogs, how many money will Jennifer have earned? So you do 13 times H. Got it? So 1 hour of walking dog is 13 times 1. 13 times 1 is 13. That means if she walks a dog for 1 hour, she will cost $13. Got it? So it would be $13. Got it? So the correct option is 13. This equation shows how the length of Steven's hair depends on the number of years since his last haircut. H equals 13 times t. The variable t represents the number of years Steven since his last haircut, and the variable h represents the hair length in centimeter. Steven last cut his haircut 1 year ago. How long is it now? 1 times t equals 1, so 1 times 13 equals 13. That means if his haircut has 1 year now, he has now 13 centimeters long hair. Got it? So the correct option is 13 centimeter. So just select the correct option and click on the OK button. This equation shows how the amount of time that a receptionist named Nick spends on the phone is related to the number of phone calls he routes to employees. T equals 2p. The variable p represents the number of phone calls he routes, and the variable t represents the number of minutes he is on the phone. If he routes 5 phone calls, how much time will Nick have spent on the phone in total? So the total phone calls he routes is 5. You need to replace the variable p with the 5. So it will be 2 times 5 is 2 times 5 is, yes, it is 10 minutes. Got it? That means if he routes 5 phone calls, then the time he spent on the phone is 10 minutes. Got it? So the correct option is 10. So just select the correct option and click on the Okay, the next one is this equation shows how the total cost of visiting the art museum as a member is related to the number of visits. C equals 9b. Got it? The variable v represents the number of visits to the art museum, and the variable c represents the cost of those visits. For a member of the art museum, what is the total cost for 2 visits? You need to calculate the cost for 2 visits. Got it? So 9 times v, replace the v with the value. So 9 times v is 9 times 2 is $18. Got it? Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. So we're working on grade 7 maths. And the chapter we're working on is proportional relationships. And the lessons we have covered today are graph proportional relationships, identify proportional relationships, find the constant of proportionality word problems, solve problems involving proportional relationships. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. Please make sure before the next session you have to complete all the test questions for the lessons we did today. Got it? So that's all for today. Please click on the like button and below the video. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.